With me. Good morning. Good morning. So excited. Today is the day that I get to share my story on depression. Sorry, something did not go right. So give me 1 minute. I have to make sure I'm streaming to the right place. So give me 1 minute. Happy Sunday. Let me know who you are, where you're coming in from. So excited to be here. We're going to be talking about depression. I'm going to be sharing my personal story. So let's see. I just have to do one thing to be ready. One more thing. Oh, I think we're good. Okay. We are good. We're live, I believe. Yay. Okay. Go live. I hope I'm live. I hope it's all working. So let's get started. Happy Sunday. I'm glad to be here with you today. I'm Jen. To give you a little update, I am a mother of 9 who's been suffering with depression for 30 years. And I feel called to share with other people about my journey with depression because I know there's so many people out there that are hurting. So I want to first start off with saying that you are wanted, you are loved, and you are not alone. Those are the 3 things that have really helped me over the last 17 years to know that my depression doesn't define me. And when I've been feeling the lowest, when I think about you're not alone, you are loved, you are wanted, it makes everything better. So I want you to remember that. So again, if you're watching the replay, click replay in the comments, comment along, tag a friend. I want this to be beneficial to you. So with my journey with depression, the first time I was depressed, I had just had a brand new baby. I was just newly 22 years old. And he was only 3 days old, and my postpartum depression kicked in. And I knew I'd never had that feeling before, but I remembered my mom whenever I was a child. So going back to when I was a child, I had the most wonderful mother. She loved me. I never doubted a minute of my life that she loved me, but she was sad a lot of the time. I remember her crying in her room, her going off in her room, which is some of the things I do now as with my depression, kind of retreating away from everyone. And that's a symptom. You don't want to be around people. You don't want to do the things you love. And so I would acknowledge that. I would notice that as a little girl. When I was about 9 years old, my mom went into a mental hospital. She was going through a lot of things personally, and with us 5 kids, she couldn't handle it anymore. And my dad was still in the picture. They were married, but he had to watch us. He had to be the mom while she was in the mental hospital. And I remember going to visit her there and seeing all the other people and hearing the stories. And I just wanted my mom back. And I didn't understand at the time because I didn't know what depression was other than hearing, my parents talk about it. But I always wondered as a child, why can't I make her happy? Why, we're good kids. Why isn't she happy? And it's just so much deeper than that looking back. And I know now, and going through growing up with my mom and her depression, she was such a strong woman. She was such a beautiful woman. And it's just the disease had her. And she didn't have the tools or the strength to be able to fight it. So, and I haven't either for 30 years, off and on I have, but I've never been able to talk about it and share about it till now. So, hey, everybody, welcome. Let me know who you are, where you're coming in from. If you're catching a replay, Remember that you matter. You matter. Um, so going from there, like I said, my childhood, no depression. I saw my mom. She had gone in the hospital twice for a couple weeks at a time, and as I grew up as an adult, she still suffered from depression. And then I did too. So 3 days into my son being born, my first child, that heaviness hit me. That feeling of I'm lost. I don't know where to go next. I'm scared, right? And so, um, and that's something that I had to do on my own because at the time I was newly married, like a year. I had a brand new baby. My ex was in the military, and he was definitely not supportive of my depression. I was married to him for 17 years, and my depression became a tool for him to use against me. And the things he would say to me it lived in my head. And things like, you're psycho, you're crazy, no one would ever want you. Um, and these are, things that were said to me at my weakest point. So as you can imagine, it made me even weaker. But I had my son, so I fought through it. I ended up having 4 children with that person, and he had a problem with alcohol, which only exasperated things, and the things that he, would say would become worse, of course, when he would drink. And as a depressed person, it didn't matter. I couldn't reason with it. So the things that he said, they just went in my head and lived there. I allowed those to take over who I was, what I thought about, all of that. And as recently, now looking back and going through it, it was a lot. I did journal at the time. Journaling for a depressed person, at least for me, it was so therapeutic, so healing. And the thing that I love about it now is I can go back and look at the things that I was going through, things that helped me, the times I knew God was always with me. He was always with me. So that was, so that was good. Let me take a little sip. So I got my coffee cup. Let all things be done in love. Let all things, good Sunday cup, right? So if you're just jumping on, I'm sharing my personal story with depression. So I was in that marriage, had 4 kids, stuck it out for 17 years. And then I divorced him, and I met my amazing husband, who he's my angel. And the way I like to describe my husband, Phil, is so I have 9 children now. I know that I'm a bright light to the world, but the depression, it's darkness, and it gets dark. And my husband has been my light when my light doesn't shine. So he's like the most important, amazing person to me. And he has taken all the negative things that lived in my head, and he has tried very hard, and he's done amazing at helping me to shift all those negative things that were said and now put into positive. So whereas in the past, I heard, no one would ever want you, you're crazy, you're psycho. Now I have a husband that's been almost the same, 16 years we've been together. He's telling me, you are loved, you are wanted, you're not alone. And he says that all the time, every time I'm going through my darkness, even when I don't want to hear it, because the darkness can make you be nasty or say hurtful things, or try to drown out the good, because we're living in a dark time. And so he'll tell me, you are wanted, you are loved, you are not alone. And so that has been so helpful for those of you that are going through depression, having somebody that is a great support is the greatest gift. He is my greatest gift. And good morning. Good morning. I'm glad you guys are here. So he definitely is my greatest gift. He gives me strength. He has helped me. And just now, 30 years later, from feeling my first bout of depression, I'm finally able with his strength and with his strength, got my little cross, with God's strength, I'm able to share with all of you how I'm feeling and the things I've been through. And I want to keep sharing because there's so many out there that need to hear they're not alone, that they're wanted, and that they're loved. Okay. So that's my story. That's my journey. Of course, there's so much more to it. And but that's just a little quick synopsis of it. And as we go into this 30-day journey together, we're on day 5. I'll be sharing more about depression, the statistics. I'm going live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern, for 30 days. So make sure you give me a follow, a like, share it with a friend that that needs to hear this. It's not fun going through depression, but there is help. And my biggest suggestions, if you're feeling really bad, go get professional help. And then also find somebody that you trust, that you can confide in, to tell the honest truth to of how you're feeling, and have them as your rock, because you can get through this, and you are wanted, you are loved. And I'm going to sign off, go get ready for church with my family, and pray for all of you. And I pray God helps you in your healing. And remember, you are loved, you're wanted, and you're never alone. Don't forget, you matter. Okay, bye. Head now. Have a great Sunday.